What are you
get
talking
triggered
about?
by the Sly for Vaughn comments. They be saying Sly for Vaughn, I think they trolling me.
The reason I just don't see the comments no more.
Cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is...
A fresh snitch has been added to the Lil Durk case. In particular, this one is snitching on Durk for paying to have Quando Rondo dealt with, even revealing the specifics of how Durk hired men to a gas station to beat Quando. It states, feds believe Durk was also behind the attempt of Quando Rondo in 2021. In the evidence files, it states, they have witness testimony and surveillance footage related to the attempt of Quando in Georgia. Additionally, it describes Durk's rapping in a song. They're on my page like Slide for Vaughn. They are trolling me. I know that, he stated in his podcast with academics. I just don't see their comments anymore for whatever reason.
What are you
get
talking
triggered
about?
by the Sly for Vaughn comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mention a song. They be like, they be saying Sly for Vaughn, I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, that song is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason I just don't see the comments no more. For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water.
Instead of leveraging the lyrics against Durk, they are aligning the song's release date with Quando's gas station hit. Additionally, they are attempting to persuade Duty Low to turn against Durk. Duty, though, is already making an effort to distance himself from the case.
And that's what Diddy did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Diddy to hire. Diddy's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
The identity of the spy was revealed with a fresh piece of evidence that began with a text exchange. According to the article, federal prosecutors have accused Durk of putting hits on O Block members for failing to take revenge on King Von. A witness who says Durk gave the commands will testify. According to the prosecution, as the files go on, Durk and O Block member Muop get into a fight because Durk thinks that members weren't taking revenge for King Von's death. Whack 100 would respond, exposing the snitches working against Durk.
Life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
No, you missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of them is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
Nonetheless, Durk's attorneys attempted to request Durk's release. According to reports, Durk's father said that Durk would be freed on bond. Since this was his 3rd try, his attorneys made an offer that was too good for the judge to turn down.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Durk's attorneys fought about the same evidence they were using against him at the same time, forcing the prosecutors to remove it from the case, increasing Durk's chances of being granted bond. As reported by the news, at Durk's court session, the prosecutors read the evidence out in front of the judge and informed him that they were voluntarily discarding it. As a result, lyric evidence like "Told Me" and "At Look" on the news was deleted from the file. Watch your son yelling no.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Durk's attorney revealed in an exclusive interview with DJ Academics that the accusations against him are baseless.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Something troubling occurred before the judge could render his judgment. Vonnie was persuaded to come forward by the feds. According to an update to his file, he is no longer under the custody of the Bureau of Prisons, indicating that he has been released from custody and is most likely under house arrest. Vonnie grabbed a cell phone and texted a loved one to discuss the plea agreement. They exposed Vonnie for snitching, though, and switched on him. "I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base for M4 higher," Vonnie texted. "The maximum is 43, which is life. I would lose 2 points for entering a plea, 1 point for entering an early plea, and 2 points for having no prior information. I will therefore have 27 points, or 5 to 7 years. I don't want to be treated the same way as the other males." When Vonnie tells the other guys what happened, he's alluding to OTF Jam, but more on that later. At this point, an odd thing occurred. As Vonnie's father revealed how his son contributed to King Von's death and asserted that Durk was aware of it, he started spying on him and disclosing his secrets.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door, and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words, "Was it open?" He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk who told on Von before he died.
Why Durk would seek to remove one of his closest friends and someone who supported him is initially puzzling. However, it makes a lot of sense when you consider that they were involved in a court case together. They were prosecuted for pursuing an individual in Atlanta's downtown. However, the case abruptly vanished just a few months after Von's death. Fans think Durk blamed Von because he was already dead because it ended in a private settlement. In actuality, Durk was given a pass out of jail since King Von died.
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was
thing.
a slack. He was signing the boys. Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that. Which was
Come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."